Welcome back to Can Am Outlander ATV. Today's video is part of a maintenance video series I'm putting together. For those of you who are looking to locate the Zerk fittings and grease your Outlander, this video is for you. Grease keeps parts lubricated, protects them against water and corrosion, and stops dirt and debris from getting in between them. Frequency depends on what type of conditions you ride in. However, you may also want to do it after every wash or every time your Outlander is submerged in water. With that being said, let's get started with this maintenance video. Here's a list of some of the tools you'll need. I ordered this Bravex pistol grip grease gun online for $25. It has an 18-inch long flexible hose with a tip that really locks in place, which will make this task much easier. For the grease, I'll be using this Amsoil Synthetic Water-Resistant Grease. This Amsoil grease resists water washout and degradation. It also stays in place, lubricates, and protects against rust to components frequently exposed to water, mud, snow, or ice. To do this service, we'll start by removing the front right inner fender that has 9 push pins. These push pins should pop out without much trouble with our push pin plier tool. Next, move on to the front left inner fender that has 7 push pins. With the inner fenders out of the way, I can point out the front Zerk fittings. Both the upper and lower arms have grease fittings for the bushings at the ends of them. I give each grease point enough pumps until I see the fresh grease ooze out. The ones closest to the front are easy to point out as they face outward. On the arm sides closest to the body of the ATV, they face inward. If you can see from me pointing, the upper and lower arm Zerk fittings have to be reached from the opposite side. I'll do my best to visually demonstrate. This is the view from the left side inner fender looking towards the right side inner fender. The same must be done to the lower arm. It must be reached from the opposite side. And lastly, on this right hand side, you have 1 grease fitting on the sway bar bushing. That's it for the front right hand side grease points. The front left hand side grease points are identical to what we just did on the right hand side. You want to cover the upper front of the arm, lower front of the arm, lower back of the arm, and upper back of the arm. And lastly, the other sway bar Zerk fitting. That should be 10 grease points for the front of the ATV. Moving on to the rear, these Zerk fittings are all easy to reach. Let's start with the right hand rear side. You have this one on the sway bar, then another at the end of the sway bar that connects to the linkage, and lastly at the bottom of the linkage that connects to the swing arm. The left hand rear side has the Zerk fittings in the same location as the right hand side. That makes for 6 grease points on the rear of the ATV. Next, we'll want to get under the Outlander to reach the rear propeller shaft joints. They are a little hard to see on the U-joints, and sometimes you might have to move the ATV slightly forward or backward into a position that makes the Zerk fitting accessible. This one is the rear end of the shaft that connects to the final drive unit. And lastly, the front end of the rear propeller shaft. Well, that does it for today's video. You can now continue to piece your ATV back together. You've now reached every grease fitting on your Outlander, which was 18 Zerk fittings total. Make sure you follow along on the scheduled maintenance video series I'm putting together. If you found this video helpful or informative, please give it a like and comment down below, as that helps my channel tremendously. Also, make sure you subscribe for more upcoming maintenance and riding videos coming your way. As always, have fun, ride safe, and we'll catch you here on the next one at SoCal Outlander ATV.